Busta Rhymes.
Trevor Tahiem Smith, Jr., better known by his stage name Busta Rhymes, is an American rapper, producer, and actor from Brooklyn. Chuck D of Public Enemy gave him the moniker Busta Rhymes, after NFL wide receiver George Busta Rhymes. Early in his career, he was known for his wild style and fashion, and today is best known for his intricate rapping technique, which involves rapping at a fast rate with lots of internal rhyme and half-rhyme, and to date has received 11 Grammy nominations for his musical work. About.com included him on its list of the 50 greatest MCs of our time, 1987 to 2007, while Steve Huey of Allmusic called him one of the best and most prolific rappers of the 1990s. In 2012, The Source placed him on their list of the top 50 lyricists of all time. MTV has called him one of hip-hop's greatest visual artists. Busta Rhymes was both a member of Leaders of the New School and a founding member of the record label Conglomerate, founded as Flip Mode Entertainment, and production crew The Conglomerate, formerly Flip Mode Squad. In November 2011, Busta Rhymes signed a deal with Cash Money Records. He has so far released 8 studio albums, with the first being the 1995 platinum-selling album The Coming. His list of hit singles include Woo Ha, Got You All in Check, Dangerous, Turn It Up, Remix, / Fire It Up, What's It Gonna Be, Pass the Courvoisier, Part 2, I Know What You Want, and Touch It, among several others. He is set to release his Cash Money debut, ELE 2, Extinction Level Event 2, in 2014, which will be a sequel to his 1998 album ELE, Extinction Level Event, The Final World Front.
Early life.
Busta Rhymes was born Trevor Tahiem Smith, Jr., in Brooklyn, New York, on May 20, 1972. At age 12, he moved to Uniondale, Long Island, and later attended Uniondale High School, graduating in 1991. Smith attended George Westinghouse Career and Technical Education High School, alongside Jay-Z, DMX and the Notorious B.I.G.
Music career. 1989 to 1993, Leaders of the New School and rising popularity.
In 1989, Smith, alongside fellow New York natives Charlie Brown, born Brian Higgins, Dinko D., born James Jackson, and Cut Monitor Milo, born Sheldon Scott, formed the East Coast hip-hop group Leaders of the New School. The group's big break was when they became an opening act for fellow Long Island hip-hop group Public Enemy. Public Enemy's Chuck D gave Busta Rhymes and Charlie Brown their respective stage names. Leaders of the New School began recording in 1989 and released their debut album A Future Without a Past in 1991 on Elektra Records. In early 1992, the group appeared on A Tribe Called Quest's Pussycat Scenario, in which Busta Rhymes' climactic verse propelled him into the cultural consciousness. In 1993, they released Time, The Inner Mind's Eye. Soon after, however, internal problems arose because of Busta Rhymes' increasing popularity, and the group broke up on the set of Yo! MTV Raps. In the years between 1992 and 1995, Rhymes began making guest appearances on songs by several artists such as Big Daddy Kane, Another Bad Creation, The Notorious B.I.G., Brand Nubian, A Tribe Called Quest, KRS-One, as well on the interludes to Mary J. Blige's debut What's the 411? 1992, and R&B trio TLC's Diamond-certified second album Crazy Sexy Cool, 1994. He also appeared on the album jacket of fellow hip-hop group A Tribe Called Quest's Midnight Marauders, with a host of other fellow hip-hop pioneers. In 1993, he appeared in a cameo role in Yo! MTV Raps hosts Dr. Dre and Ed Lover's film, Who's the Man? 1993, and in the HBO film, Strapped, directed by Forrest Whitaker, and co-starred alongside Ice Cube and Omar Epps in the John Singleton film, Higher Learning, which was in post-production until it was released in 1995. The following year, he teamed up with Puff Daddy, LL Cool J, future Flipmode Squad member Rampage and former classmate The Notorious B.I.G., on a remix to Craig Mack's Flava in Ya Ear. Soon after he would team up again with The Notorious B.I.G. Among a plethora of rappers such as Bone Thugs N Harmony and Coolio on the single, The Points, which appeared on the soundtrack to the 1995 film, Panther.
1995 to 1997, The Coming and When Disaster Strikes.
In the summer of 1995, Busta Rhymes began working on his solo debut album The Coming, and a month after recording the album, he released it in March 1996. A month before the album was released, he broke out with a hit single, Woo-Ha! Got You All in Check. Later, he started work on his second album, When Disaster Strikes, which would not be released until September 1997. It produced the hit singles Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See, and Fire It Up.
1998 to 1999, Extinction Level Event Final World Front.
In 1998, Busta Rhymes recorded Extinction Level Event, Final World Front. Its lead single Gimme Some More, which sampled Bernard Herrmann's theme from Psycho, reached number 6 in the UK singles chart in January 1999. Busta Rhymes enjoyed further transatlantic success in April, when the single, What's It Gonna Be? Featuring Janet Jackson, reached a US and UK top 11. The album received prominent notice for featuring the fastest rapping Busta Rhymes has ever performed, particularly on a song called Is They Willin' With Us, featuring a guest appearance by Mystical. That same year, the Flipmode Squad released their group album, and from there, they continued to collaborate.
2000 to 2004, J Arista BMG era.
In 2000, Busta Rhymes recorded his final album for Elektra, entitled Anarchy. After Busta signed to J Records, a label started by the then recently ousted Arista Records chief and founder Clive Davis, he released a greatest hits collection Total Devastation, the best of Busta Rhymes, alongside a new album of original work. Continuing the biblical theme of his previous albums, he titled his record Genesis. The album featured collaborations with Mary J. Blige, P. Diddy, Kellys, and others. Genesis was powered by the hit single with Kellys, What It Is, and his solo single released in November 2001, Break Your Neck. The final single was the summer smash Pass the Courvoisier, Part 2, which featured Pharrell and P. Diddy. Despite the success of the two singles, this album did not sell as well as previous releases. Fellow Flipmode members were featured, but minor changes in the roster were noted. In 2002, Busta Rhymes released his sixth studio album It Ain't Safe No More. The album was moderately successful, with a hit song featuring Mariah Carey and the Flipmode Squad titled I Know What You Want. Another hit single was Make It Clap, featuring Spliff Star. The remix of Make It Clap features Sean Paul. After its release, Busta Rhymes left J Records. In 2004, he signed with American record producer and record executive Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment, through Interscope Records. Consequently, upon changing label, a new Flipmode album was cancelled and shelved.
2006, Aftermath Interscope era.
His seventh studio album, titled The Big Bang, became the first #1 album of his career. The CD sold over 209,000 copies in its first week to earn the top spot on the US Billboard 200. The album also became his highest charting album in the UK, peaking at number 19. Some of the album was previously leaked online, and as a result several songs were left off the album and new ones added. The Big Bang features production by Dr. Dre and Swizz Beatz, as well as appearances by Raekwon and Nas. The album spawned the singles Touch It, I Love My Bitch, featuring Kellys and will.i.am, New York Shit, featuring Swizz Beatz and In the Ghetto. Busta Rhymes also had a stint opening for Mariah Carey's The Adventures of Mimi tour. Also, he has performed with Eminem on Touch It Remix Part 5, and performed a verse on the aforementioned rapper's song, I'll Hurt You. On July 17, 2008, Busta left Interscope and Aftermath due to a creative clash with Interscope head Jimmy Iovine.
2007 to 2009, Universal Motown and Back on My BS.
In 2007, Busta Rhymes released a song featuring Linkin Park, titled We Made It. He also made an original song, Where's My Money, for a fictional radio station in the 2008 video game Grand Theft Auto 4. It was later revealed that Busta inked a deal with Universal Motown, where he released his 8th studio album Back on My BS, on May 19, 2009. The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, selling 56,000 copies, and was his first album to not receive an RIAA certification, selling 122,000 copies to date. The album was supported by the singles Arab Money, featuring Ron Browz, Hustler's Anthem 09, featuring T-Pain, and Respect My Conglomerate. The song World Go Round, featuring British singer Estelle, was released in France on April 6, 2009 due to the heavy rotation of a leaked version. The single was released in the UK on July 13, 2009. Busta Rhymes also appeared on Asher Roth's debut album Asleep in the Bread Aisle.
Arab Money and controversy in the United Arab Emirates.
Due to controversial content, the United Arab Emirates, UAE, has banned the album. Back on My BS was released internationally, but because of one song, Arab Money, it is not available to buy as a CD there. However, the album can still be purchased via iTunes. According to the National Media Council, the lyrics were considered to be offensive to Arabs and to Islam, and permission for distribution was therefore denied. Some DJs, artists and fans have lambasted the track, saying it portrayed Arabs in a stereotypical way. The first part out of 3 of the remix by Rhymes contains verses from the Quran. In November 2008, when Arab Money was released as a single, DJ Dana Neville and the Iraqi rapper The Narcissist responded by recording a reply. Busta later apologized. DJs in the country said they had not received an order banning the record from being spun in nightclubs, and they had mixed feelings on whether the record was offensive or not. DJ Sef of Dubai said, Emirati DJ Bliss, along with many other DJs in the United Arab Emirates, refused to play Arab Money on Radio 1 in Dubai after it was banned in the UAE for offense to Arabs. He added,
2010 present, Cash Money Records and Extinction Level Event 2.
In September 2009, Busta Rhymes had announced that he was working on his 9th studio album, alongside Canadian producer Boy Wonder, entitled The Chemo. At the time, he stated that the project was 80% finished. In May 2010, Busta Rhymes had reportedly changed the title of his 9th album for The Chemo to Extinction Level Event 2, making his 9th effort a sequel to his 1998 album Extinction Level Event, Final World Front. In an August 6, 2010 interview on Conspiracy Worldwide Radio, American hip-hop producer DJ Premier said Busta Rhymes received over 8 beats which he didn't want to use, but Premier hoped his next beat would be chosen for inclusion on the album. On DJ Premier's Live from Headquarters radio show, Premier confirmed that one of his beats were to be included in ELE 2. In 2010, Busta Rhymes formed his new label Conglomerate Records, with later on having rosters such as NORE and Spliff Star. He was also featured on Come On, Catch 'Em by Surprise, by Tiesto and Diplo. In 2011, Rhymes recorded Look at Me Now with Chris Brown and Lil Wayne on Brown's 4th album, FAME. The song has received favorable reviews regarding Rhymes' guest verse on the song, and is his highest chart entry on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 6, while reaching number 1 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart, becoming his first number 1 on the chart. On September 7, 2011, Rhymes received 6 nominations for the BET Hip Hop Awards, held on October 11, 2011. On May 1, 2011, Rhymes appeared on the launch show for MNET's Big Brother Africa 6, amplified and performed some of his songs. In 2011, Busta Rhymes performed at the gathering of the Judd Gallows. Busta Rhymes contributed to the 2011 Tech N9ne album All Sixes and Sevens, performing vocals on this single, Worldwide Choppers, released on May 31. Canadian recording artist Justin Bieber featured Busta Rhymes on a song called Drummer Boy off Bieber's sophomore studio album, Under the Mistletoe, released on November 1, 2011. On November 11, 2011, a Heavy D tribute song titled You Ain't Gotta Wait Till I'm Gone was leaked. On November 16, 2011, it was announced that Busta Rhymes signed to Cash Money Records. For his debut single on the Cash Money label and his conglomerate records, he reunites with Chris Brown to make the aggressive single known as Why Stop Now. In 2012, Busta collaborated with Jodie Connor, featuring on her single Take You There, but he did not appear in the music video. A song with Twista, titled Can You Keep Up was leaked. Busta Rhymes was featured on Fat Joe's single Pride and Joy alongside Kanye West and Jadak Eyes. His ninth studio album, Year of the Dragon, was released for free on Google Play on August 21, 2012. The album features guest appearances from Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Trey Songz, Robin Thicke, Mano, Gucci Mane and more. He also released a music video for the track Doin' It Again, which features Reek Darvillian, which includes a tribute to his manager that committed suicide, Chris Lighty. He also later featured on YMCMB label Made Channel single Last Time. In 2011 it was announced that Universal Motown was going defunct, making Rhymes and other artists move to Universal Republic Records. In mid-2012, it was announced that Universal Republic Records was going defunct, making artists on the roster move to Republic Records, making the label revived itself. On December 21, members of the conglomerate Ent, Busta along with J. Doe and Reek Darvillian released a mixtape titled Catastrophic, their first collective effort. Busta Rhymes collaborated with Pharrell Williams, who produced the first single off his Cash Money Records debut, Twerk It, which was released June 6, 2013. A video was shot in Flatbush on June 3, 2013. The official remix was released featuring Nicki Minaj.
Acting career.
Busta has appeared in a number of films, including Shaft, The Rugrats Movie, Finding Forrester, Halloween, Resurrection, Higher Learning and Full Clip, and TV shows, including Cosby, The Boondocks, Space Ghost Coast to Coast, The Wayans Brothers, and The Steve Harvey Show. Busta Rhymes also recorded the voiceover for the character Magic in the EA game Def Jam, Fight for New York.
Personal life.
Busta has 3 children with his ex-girlfriend, Joanne Wood, Tsaya, born 1993, Tkai, born 1999, Trillion, born 2001, as well as a daughter, Mariah, born 1998, with another ex-girlfriend. Busta Rhymes is a Muslim and has said that Islam has helped kept him grounded in life. For a still unnamed Comedy Central pilot, Busta has been prank called several times by Questlove protege Danny.
Legal issues.
On August 20, 2006, Busta Rhymes was arrested and arraigned for charges of third-degree assault after attacking a man who reportedly spat on his car in New York City on August 12 after the Amsterdam Music Festival on Randall's Island. On October 24, 2006, Busta Rhymes appeared at Manhattan Criminal Court as the district attorney's office attempted to amend previous charges against him to include weapons possession for a machete found in his car. The judge refused to add the charge and adjourned the case. On February 20, 2007, Busta Rhymes refused a plea deal offered by the prosecutor's office for the assault of his former driver, Edward Hatchett. The deal would have entailed 6 months in jail and pleading guilty to 2 assaults, the attack on Hatchett, and the attack on the former fan. The dispute with Hatchett is believed to have originated over back pay Hatchett felt he was owed. Manhattan Criminal Court Judge Becky Rowe offered Busta another option, pleading guilty to third-degree assault. The conditions of the proposed sentence would include 5 days of community service, 2 weeks of youth lectures and 6 months of anger management classes, as well as 3 years of probation. On March 18, 2008, a judge in New York City sentenced Busta to 3 years probation, 10 days community service, $1,250 in fines, plus court costs, and to enroll in a drunken driving program. On September 25, 2008, Busta Rhymes was temporarily refused entry to the United Kingdom due to unresolved convictions. On October 14, 2009, a Brooklyn judge ordered Busta Rhymes to pay a concertgoer $75,000 in compensation for an assault which occurred in 2003.
Discography.
The Coming, 1996, When Disaster Strikes. 1997, ELE, Extinction Level Event, The Final World Front, 1998, Anarchy, 2000, Genesis, 2001, It Ain't Safe No More. 2002, The Big Bang, 2006, Back on My BS, 2009, Year of the Dragon, 2012, ELE. 2, Extinction Level Event 2, 2014.
Filmography.
Who's the Man? 1993, Higher Learning, 1995, The Rugrats Movie, 1998, Shaft, 2000, Finding Forrester, 2000, Halloween, Resurrection, 2002, Narc, 2002, Full Clip, 2004, Breaking Point, 2009, The Unforgiven, 2011.
Awards and nominations. Grammy Awards.
Busta Rhymes has been nominated for 11 Grammy Awards during his solo career.
MTV Video Music Awards.
Busta Rhymes has been nominated for 14 MTV Video Music Awards during his 16-year solo career, but has yet to win one.